A woman died when a rocket fell in a block of residential buildings. The second attack at a market killed 2 other people. Violence in eastern Ukraine has intensified in the past 3 weeks. Charles Stratford met one family in Donetsk who's been made homeless by the fighting.
90-year-old Ella and her daughter Tanya look at the pictures of their destroyed home. It was hit in the fighting between the Ukrainian military and fighters calling themselves the Army of the Donetsk People's Republic.
It was very difficult to get out. The roof was blown away. I hid under the table. There were shards of glass everywhere. All the furniture had pieces of shrapnel in it.
Tanya shows us the holes in her mother's clothes, which she says were made by shrapnel from the exploding shell.
Who knows what we will do now? We cannot return because everything is destroyed.
Tanya helps her mum unpack the few belongings she has. They found shelter in a home that has opened its doors to families who have fled the fighting.
When the car arrived, we threw everything we had in it. When we turned the corner, another shell hit.
18 people are staying here. There are no more beds available. The elderly sleep in the makeshift dorms. Children sit with their nervous mothers. They say they have nowhere to go.
We were under the shelling. There was no water, no electricity. It was almost impossible to live there.
Andrei is the house owner. He supervises the repairs of one of the 2 stoves, preparing for more people to arrive.
The situation is very tough. The fighting causes deep trauma for people, but here at least they can start a new life.
We drove through the fighters' checkpoint towards the airport to find Ella's home. On a snowy, deserted street, we found it. What sounded like artillery and mortar fire echoed through the freezing air. This is the remains of a home Ella had lived in most of her adult life. Close by, an exploded shell lay on the ground. Behind me is the house where Ella lived for 65 years. We're about a kilometre from the airport, and we're hearing both incoming and outgoing shelling. And with no sign of a let-up in the fighting, it's pretty certain we're going to be hearing a lot more stories like Ella's, both in Donetsk and the wider region. Charles Stratford, Al Jazeera, Donetsk, eastern Ukraine.